Good morning, dear students. Today we are again joining with our English class. In the last class, we were discussing about the letter that was sent from the Naini Prison by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to his daughter Indira, our Indira Gandhi, on her birthday. Okay, then two classes we covered with a small portion of the letter. Today we want to complete, or we have to complete this letter or this chapter. So let's go through the textbook. Okay, so everybody open your textbook and take the concerned page, and through the textbook we can continue the balance part of this chapter. Okay, children, look at your textbook. And perhaps it is as well that we do not become very wise. For the very wise, if any such there are, must sometimes feel rather sad that there is nothing more to learn. They must miss the joy of discovery and of learning new things. The great adventure that all of us who care to may have, I must not therefore sermonize, but what am I to do then? This is the first paragraph that we have to discuss today. Look, and perhaps it is as well that we do not become very wise. Look, so we were discussing in the last class about a person who is considering he as the wise man and he has achieved everything that a person has to learn. Means he has studied or he has learned everything that a person has to learn. We were discussing about such a person. Then Jawaharlal Nehru is saying to his daughter, and perhaps it is as well that we do not become very wise. Means sometimes we may not become very wise like that. For the very wise, then he is saying again, for the very wise means such a very wise or very intelligent or very talented person, if any such there are, if any such persons are there, must sometimes feel rather sad. They may feel sad. If such persons are there, or if such bright or wise persons are there, they feel sad. Why? Because there is nothing more to learn. They have nothing to study, nothing to learn, because they have learned everything. So they may be sad. Why they are sad? They have nothing to learn or they have nothing to study. That's why they may be sad. Then they must miss the joy of discovery and of learning new things. Look, when we study new things or when we discover anything, when we find anything while studying, we will be very happy. Such joy or such happiness will be missing to them. Why? Because they are thinking they have learned everything. But when we learn new things, or when we study new things, or when we find new things, or when we discover new things, we will be very joyful or we will be very happy. Such happiness will be missing to such wise person. Okay, the great adventure that all of us who care to may have means this is the great adventure. Why? When we study or when we learn, when we get new things, we will be very happy. So we will be trying to learn and trying to discover new things. Such an adventure will not be there in the case of this kind of wise persons. I must not therefore sermonize. So he is saying to his daughter, because of this, I am not sermonizing, not advising you, but what am I to do then? Then he is thinking, then what I have to do? He is thinking, or he is asking to his daughter. This is the first paragraph that we have to discuss today. This is okay now? Now look at the next paragraph. A letter can hardly take the place of a talk. Yes, a letter can hardly take the place of a talk. At best, it is a one sided affair. So if I say anything that sounds like good advice, do not take it as if it were a bad pill to swallow. Imagine that I have made a suggestion to you for you to think over, as if we really were having a talk. Look, he is saying to his daughter, a letter can hardly take the place of a talk. That means a letter will not be like a talk. Why? At best, it is a one sided affair. Affair means information or topic, because no, in the letter it is only coming from one side. If I am writing a letter, there my thoughts, my words only will be coming. Your part will not be there. That is why it is a one sided affair. If you are writing a letter, it will be only your thoughts, your words, and your subjects. That's why it is a one sided affair. So, if I say anything that sounds like good advice, he is saying to his daughter. So, if I say anything that sounds like good advice, in his words, if anything, in advice, if anything is like good advice, do not take it as if it were a bad pill to swallow. That means don't consider it as a tablet, or what do you say, pill means medicine. So, simply swallowing medicine like that should not be considered. He is saying to his daughter. That means if any advices are there, don't consider it as a bad pill. Pill means medicine. That means medicines while we taking, it will not be like sweets. So we will be swallowing that in such a way. Like that, it should not be considered. He is asking to his daughter. Imagine that I have made a suggestion to you for you to think over, as if we are really were having a talk. That means if he is not really talking, but he has given many ideas, many suggestions to the daughter for thinking, that he is saying. So he is saying any advice, if any advices are there, don't consider it as a medicine or don't consider it as a pill to swallow simply. That means the points is to be considered very well, that he is saying to his daughter. Okay, children, a small paragraph, that much only coming there. Then we can move to the next paragraph. Look, the next paragraph. Do you remember how fascinated you were when you first read the story of Janadi Ark, and how your ambitions was to be sometimes something like her? Ordinary men and women are not usually heroic. They think of their daily bread and butter, of their children, of their household worries, and the like. But a time comes when a whole people become full of faith for a great cause, and then even simple ordinary men and women become heroes, and history becomes stirring and epoch making. Great leaders have something in them which inspires a whole people and makes them do great deeds. Look, do you remember how fascinated you were when you first read the story of Janadi Ark, and how your ambitions was to be something like her? You know, here a new word is there, fascinated. Fascinated means interested or attracted. So he is asking to his daughter, do you remember how fascinated you were, how much interested you were when you first read the book, the story of Janadi Ark? The story writer, her story, when you read first time, how much you were interested, that he is asking. And how your ambition was to be something like her. Your ambition also was like her. Then ordinary men and women are not usually heroic. That means normal people, men and women, are not usually heroic. Means such they are not coming into such a great level, hero level. They think of their daily bread and butter. They think only about their food. here bread and butter means their food materials, of their food material of their children, the food for their children, then of their household worries, the things related to their household worries means the activities and the problems, everything related to their house. So they may be thinking about this kind of things, the food for their food, their children's food, then household worries and the like, such things, etc. is, such things are thinking by the normal people. But a time comes, a time will come when a whole people become full of faith and great cause, full of faith for a great cause, and then even simple ordinary men and women become heroes. He is saying, now one time will come. At that time, now normal people and all the people, they may be faithful. Now they will be having a conscious level, or what we say, they will have such a great level of thought, and they also think like heroes. Okay, such a time will come, and history becomes stirring and epoch making. This is a new word, epoch making. Epoch making means having an important effect on the future. That means they are thinking to make a change in the future, or they are doing something that will be thought as a great thing in the future. Okay, doing something great now, then that will be great, or that will be considered as great for the next or future generation. Such a thing, that is called epoch making. So ordinary men and women become heroes, that we said then, and history becomes stirring and epoch making. So that will be a great event in the history. Okay, then great leaders have something in them which inspires a whole people and makes them do great deeds. Here actually Jawaharlal Nehru is saying about the freedom fighters. That means, Vapuji means our Gandhiji, then Jawaharlal Nehru, such great leaders. They have some good qualities in them. Because of that good qualities, the normal people also, joining with them, doing hard work for getting India free. Okay, so because of this freedom struggle, he was imprisoned means he was put in the jail, and from the jail he was writing this letter, and he is saying about the great leaders. They have something in them then which inspires a whole people and makes them to do great deeds. So because of the great personalities, the normal people also doing great things. That is the short form of this paragraph. So great leaders are there, then they have many good qualities. That good qualities are, doing, influencing other people or normal people, and they are also doing good kind of things. That is the short of this paragraph. Then we can move to the next paragraph. Often we may be in doubt as to what to do. It is no easy matter to decide what is right and what is not. One little test I shall ask you to apply whenever you are in doubt. It may help you. Never do anything in secret or anything that you would wish to hide. For the desire to hide anything means that you are afraid. Then, and fear is a bad thing and unworthy of you. So be brave, and all the rest follows. Okay, this is a wonderful advice that Nehru is giving to his daughter through the letter on her birthday. Look, often we may be in doubt as to what to do. Nehru is saying or asking, sometimes or most of the time we may be in doubt what to do. Then it is no easy matter to decide what is right and what is not. Nehru is saying it is not easy to decide which one is right and which one is wrong. That is very difficult. So that will be, when such situations come, we may be in doubt. One little test I shall ask you to apply. Then Nehru is saying one little test, one experiment or one exam in such times to apply whenever you are in doubt. When you have doubt, one experiment or one test Nehru is introducing It may help you. He's saying this will help you. Then never do anything in secret. That means whatever if you are doing that you do in public. Never do anything in secret. Then or anything that you would wish to hide. Never do anything that you would wish to hide. After doing you feel ashamed and you are thinking that is to be hidden or hidden, that is to be hidden. Such things you should not do. That is the great advice. For the desire to hide anything means that you are afraid. If we want to hide anything, that means that in that case we are afraid. Then the fear is bad thing. No? Fearing something is a bad thing and unworthy. That means useless. So he is saying be brave. Means don't be afraid. Be brave and all the rest follows. If you are brave and if you are not hiding anything, all the rest, all others follow you. Okay, that's a great paragraph. So again, you have to read or just to go through these lines. Often we may be in doubt as to what to do. It is no easy matter to decide what is right and what is not. One little test I shall ask you to apply whenever you are in doubt. It may help you. Never do anything in secret or anything that you would wish to hide. For the desire to hide anything means that you are afraid. And fear is a bad thing and unworthy of you. So be brave and all the rest follows. Okay. Okay, then we can move to the next paragraph. If you are brave, you will not fear and will not do anything of which you are ashamed. You know that in our great freedom movement under Bapuji's leadership, there is no room for secrecy or hiding. We have nothing to hide. We are not afraid of what we do and what we say. We work in the sun and in the light. Even so, in our private lives, let us make friends with the sun and work in the light and do nothing secretly or furtively. Privacy, of course, we may have and should have, but that is a very different thing from secrecy. Look, here is also a great advice is coming. Now he is asking or is saying his daughter to be brave and don't be afraid anything. Okay. If you are brave, he is again saying, you will not fear and will not do anything of which you are ashamed. If you are brave, you will not fear and you will not do anything of which you are ashamed. That means if we are brave, we will not be afraid anything and also we will not do anything that is ashamed. Ashamed means that is not good. Such things we will not do. You know that in our great freedom movement, he is asking or saying about his freedom movement under Bapuji's leadership. Bapuji means our Mahatma Gandhi. Then there is no room for secrecy or hiding. That means there is nothing secret and there is nothing hidden. We have nothing to hide. He is saying we have nothing to hide. Everything is open. We are not afraid of what we do or what we say. That means they are not afraid of what they are doing and what they are saying. That means everything is, that means they are so brave. Then we work in the sun, in the light. They are working under the sun and in the sunlight. That means they are doing everything in the sunlight, means openly they are doing. Even so, in our private lives, let us make friends with the sun and work in the light. That means in our daily life also, we have to find out friends in the sun and work in the light, means they are ready to work with us and such good friends is to be selected. Look, even so in our private lives, let us make friends with the sun and work in the light. and do nothing secretly or furtively. That means don't do anything secretly. Furtively also means secretly. Okay. Then privacy, of course, we may have and we should have. That means here we are saying everything is public or open. There is also everybody is having a privacy. That is there, that should be there. But that is a very different thing from secrecy. Look, doing doing some unwanted thing secretly and doing our personal things, without seeing others, that is what is privacy. But doing some unwanted things without seeing others, that is secrecy. So privacy and secrecy is different. Nehru is saying to his daughter, don't do anything secretly or furtively, but privacy, our own privacy, that will be there and that should be there. That is said by Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay. Now let's look at the last paragraph. And if you do so, my dear, you will grow up as a child of the light, then unafraid of, serene and unruffled whatever may happen. I have written a very long letter to you, and yet there is so much I would like to tell you. How can a letter contain it? You are fortunate, I have said, in being a witness to this great struggle for freedom that is going on in our country. You are also very fortunate in having a very brave and wonderful little woman for your mummy. And if you are ever in doubt or in trouble, you cannot have a better friend. Goodbye, little one, and may you grow up into a brave soldier in India's service. With all my love and good wishes, your loving father, Jawaharlal Nehru. So, with this paragraph, this letter is concluding. Last paragraph he is saying, and if you do so. So he said, he advised, or he said many things to his daughter in the last paragraphs. Now he is saying, and if you do so, if you are working or if you are doing so, my dear, you will grow up as a child of the light. That means everything open and there is nothing secret. Such, that is called child of the light. Unafraid means no fear or no fear of anything. Then, and serene, serene means calm. And unruffled means not disturbed when any difficulties or when any problem come in the life. Somebody, when some problems come in the life, they will become upset, they will become nervous. Such problems are not there. Such persons are called unruffled. Whatever may happen, if anything is happening, they will be unruffled, undisturbed, or they are not troubled. You will become such a child, he is saying. I have written a very long letter to you, he is saying. Now the letter is very long. Our chapter itself is a letter, and that is a very big or large chapter. So he is saying, I have written a very long letter to you, and yet there is so much I would like to tell you. Again I have to say many things, he is saying. How can a letter contain it? How? He is saying, how can a letter contain it? Many things are there to say again, but how can a letter contain it? You are fortunate means you are lucky, I have said, he is saying, in being a witness to this great struggle for freedom. You are witnessing the struggle for freedom that is going in our country. You are witnessing means you are seeing, watching. You are also very fortunate in having a very brave and wonderful little woman for your mummy. For your mummy, you are a brave child or brave woman. So in that way also you are fortunate. And if you are ever in doubt or in trouble, you cannot have a better friend. So that may be your problem. That means you have not a better friend like you. Then with this he is closing or winding up Goodbye, little one, and may you grow up, you grow into a brave soldier, such a brave soldier in India's service. He is saying, for India to serve, you grow as a better and brave soldier. With this, he is closing and is stopping the letter. With all my love and good wishes, your loving father, Jawaharlal Nehru. This is our letter. Okay. So, dear students, when consider the 5th standard students, this chapter is a big chapter and many difficult words are there. So, don't worry about this. The important words that I will send in the next class, that meaning you have to understand. Then read this chapter 2 or 3 times completely. Then try to understand the new words meaning I will send you. Don't worry, that you have to study and it will be okay to you. Don't worry, it is a letter that was written by Jawaharlal Nehru to his daughter. That's why the words are coming like that. I think it will be difficult for 5th standard students. Don't worry. Then we will concentrate on the exercise part in the coming classes. Then that will be okay, and that only is to be studied. If it is a poem, that you have to by heart. Here no need of by hearting the letter. So in the coming classes we will concentrate on the exercise part, then that will be okay to you. Don't worry, you try to understand what the theme or what is the idea that is uh, communicating by Jawaharlal Nehru with his daughter. That idea only is to be studied. Okay, no need of by hearting the chapter, no need of by hearting the complete paragraph. No, as it is a letter, just understand what is the thing or what is the idea that is conveyed by the father to the daughter. That much only. Okay, then simply it is a birthday gift, but as the Nehru or father is in the jail, this is the only way to give the gift. That is why he is not giving a materialistic gift, but instead he is giving a letter. That much only. Okay, I try to explain simply maximum as it is understanding to you. So try to understand, then balance. Don't worry, leave it. Then we will concentrate on the what exercise part in the coming classes, then it will be okay to you. Okay children, so today we can wind up our class. Balance we will see in the next class. Okay, thank you, study well, have a nice day.